Alright, guys, I am back today for a recap. Gonna try to do things a little differently this time around this year. Try to get the recap out to you guys the same day. I normally would do the recap the next trading morning. But anyway, jump right into it. Took one trade today. I told you I was on a hiatus. Been gone for like 2.5 weeks. Um, Doing business and other things. But it's good to be back. Good to be back in the saddle. If you watched the stream earlier this morning, I said I want to have a goal of $100 a day, approximately, and then round out next week over 1,000. So I took one trade today. The market was fairly slow. There was one or two opportunities with the BPTH earlier this morning, but I didn't take that trade. It just didn't fit my criteria. But I took one trade with NLS. So this stock actually gapped down um, on some news. It got downgraded. So anyway, I saw it on the scanner here, and I know that it was weak. Obviously, it was going down, and what I did is I was waiting on the push up because you know what I like to call them, and a lot of people call them bear traps and bull traps. Bear traps and bull traps. So in this case, it would have been a bull trap. I was waiting on a bull trap. I know the stock was weak, so I said, at the first opportunity of a bull trap, I'm gonna go ahead and take it. All right, I only took 300 shares. If you listened to the video earlier, my minimum shares I'm taking from now on is 300, and my max is 500 shares until I get over $1,000 in equity here, and then I may up it to 700 to 1,000 shares. But as of right now, 500 is my max. But I took 300 on this stock. Anywho, I caught it at near the highs. As you can see, it got up to 742, and I actually got in at 735, so not too far off the highs. And I just rolled it down. It slowed down. It started to slow down around the $7 area, and I also know that that's a mental resistance for a lot of people. The whole dollar areas, $7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, whatever. And then the half dollars as well, the 50 cent mark. So I was aware of that. So when it got down near the half dollar, I'm sorry, got down near the dollar, I went ahead and got out. I covered. So I went in short 300 shares, and I got a little over 30 cents in profit, and that's with 300 shares. So that rounded me off to $93 of profit a day on a $560 account. So as you can see, money is easy to be made in this market. If you get good enough, I look at the market as a ATM where I just go ahead and take out some money, withdraw. But hey, it takes a lot of practice, a lot of failing, a lot of studying, a lot of everything to get to this point. So don't think that it happened overnight. February for me will be 2 years. February, I'm not sure the exact date. I have to look into my trading log. But February next month will be 2 years that I've been day trading pretty consistently. So it took time. Nothing came overnight. It wasn't a get rich quick scheme or anything like that. You have to put in the work. When other people are partying, you got to be, sitting home studying, and when they're studying, you're partying, or whatever the case may be. But, you just got to put in that work. Yeah, so I was looking around the market to see if I could see anything else, but it's Friday, so I said I'll go ahead and just take my profit and run. Be back at it Tuesday, as Monday is observed Martin Luther King Day, so there will be no trading in the U.S. markets, but there are trading abroad. There is trading abroad if you want to trade international markets. Um, and that's pretty much it, man. I'm trying to. And another thing I've been working on is, trade. Um, Try to keep the length down. Try to be more efficient. So as far as the amount of time, so this trade only took 2 minutes. So in the course of 2 minutes, made nearly $100, $93. 2 minutes, I'll take that. That equates to thousands an hour. If you really add it up. So hey, if you can keep that average up, that'll be great. But anyway, I just wanted to check in, guys. Not gonna make this video too long. Like I said, I looked around BPTH. I did see it, and I had it on watch for the in pre-market. However, it just did not fit my criteria. I heard a couple other guys, YouTubers and whatnot, saying that they had an eye on it, and it would have been a good catch if you could caught it, over this resistance point right here at 309. And as you see, it went from there over $4 near the 450 area. So that's actually went up to five. Sorry. So that was definitely a good opportunity for those who caught it on a breakout. Catching it on a breakout would have been a good strategy to use here. Not a counter trend trade, but a trend continuation trade. Alrighty, so that was that. But as I said, that didn't fit my criteria. Uh, I would, like to start to capitalize on those, but it will take some research and some time, some screen time, to catch those moves. And that's what you guys need to do. When you have a strategy, make sure you test it. Make sure it's, test it over a period of time, not just over 5 trades or 10 trades. You have to test it over at least 100 trades. You have to trade. You have to practice that strategy for at least 100 trades. If not trades, at least you have to see that pattern. If it's not a trade, if it's a pattern that your strategy is, you have to see that pattern at least 100 times, or even more, a lot more than that, before you can write it off or before you can call it a true strategy. And as long as you're getting over 50% success rate, and ideally you want 70, 80, 90% success rate, but anything over 50, as long as your risk management is good anyway, you will profit in this market. So I just suggest a problem that I used to have, and that's why I'm telling you guys, and hopefully can save you from having this, is I used to, I would have a strategy, or I would test out a strategy over a couple weeks, or a month, or just looking over a couple different charts and over 100 charts, and then when I started when I start the strategy, it may start out good. The first one, two might go on a little hot streak, three, four, five straight. But as soon as it goes bad, go into a slump where you might lose out on the next two or three or four trades or 5 trades. You're like, oh man, this thing doesn't work, man. And then for me, I used to just switch to a whole new strategy. Right then and there. I wouldn't even give it time to correct itself or go through consolidation as the charts does. I would just go ahead and just leave it alone altogether. Now I'm on a hunt for another strategy, and then that process keeps repeating itself. So you just have to be consistent. As I said in the prior video, this is a saying that I live by, and you have to live by this in the market. If you want consistent results, you have to have consistent strategies. You can't be inconsistent and then you want consistent results. It doesn't work. So if each day you're doing totally different things, or you're just doing stuff on a whim, or you're just trying out new things each and every day, that's not. How could you be consistently profitable if you're not consistent, or the strategy that you're using is not consistent? So you have whatever it is you're doing, you have to continue to do it. But in order to gain an edge, you have to obviously back test it, and have a log or have some type of proof of its efficiency. You have to log it and understand. Okay, this is a 60% strategy. This strategy is right 60% of the time. Now, with that being said, if it is right 60% of the time, then what does that mean on the inverse side of it? That means that 40% of the times you're gonna be wrong. See, I think that's where a lot of us fall short, and a lot of us really don't want to accept that part of it. Or I'm just gonna make it a little better, sweeten the pot for you. If it's 70% um, correct or successful, then it's gonna be 30% of the time where it's not going to work. That's just the math on it. And I think what happens is, once we are going through that period of that 30%, that might happen in a binge. It might happen, back to back to back to back. But that could be, you could have already been taking let's say if you're doing 100 trades, you may be on trade number 22 or 23 out of 100, and it might be in a slump. But once it hits that 30 and over 30, now your 70% kicks in. I'm just kind of making an example. So anyway, you have to know that no strategy is 100%. So you're gonna, if you stick to a strategy, don't expect for it to win 100% of the time. That's where I used to go wrong. It's like, okay, if the stock's not, I mean, if the strategy's not working for a little bit, I'm like, oh, okay, it's time to switch, or it's time to, that's not working anymore. Let me go to something else. But in reality, it is working, and it is working within the percentages of the 30% loss and then 70% win. You just have to be patient with it. All right, guys, that was just a little lesson there in the end of that, but I'm gonna go ahead and cut it. It's been 10 minutes here. I don't. One thing about it, I'm not gonna have those long rambling um, series because the thing is, I'm gonna drop knowledge each time, so I don't have to. You don't have to put everything in one video. All right, guys. So I just want to do a recap. This is a live account. This is not a. There's no kind of games here or any Photoshop or anything like that. This is live. You know what I mean? This is my account. $93 today in profits. 81 after commissions. So they did pretty good with the commission, like $12 in commissions because I only took one trade. All right, guys. So just wanted to go ahead and recap that. And I'll see you guys Tuesday. If you like what you're hearing and if you want to keep up to date with all of my progress in this small account challenge and also me dropping nuggets, because I'm going to drop a lot of what I've learned in this market that might can save you, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And if you already subscribed, hit the like button. And even if you're not subscribed, hit that like button. Support the channel. That way I can continue to bring you quality content. Take care.